Sonic Heroes. That came out in 2003? Huh. I did not enjoy Sonic Heroes. Welcome. The ground is soaked in the blood of Null. Listen to it. Do not apply pressure. Simply let the wound bleed out. Oh, okay. Bedtime, alright. Sleep well, Darkenine. It's quite the track. This is, what's that one song? Or like Reichzog or Reichsap or something. That was used in that Geico commercial. Ride the wind. When a platform is on a line guide, try hitting a switch while your platform's moving upward. Sail up through the air. I see. Is this a training? What? Is this a training room? Alright, so there's a retry punishment room. Was there more to the beginning of that? No. Well, I guess that's fine too. Try to time your switch hits with when your platform is moving across the red line guides. Okay. So I guess this was a training room. Now I wonder if this port's on SMW Central. I chose poorly. Who killed the final boss of your hack? I guess I've never seen the end of either Toadette's Kaizo Tuesday or the Mushroom Manifold, so I have no idea who the boss is. Aside from the, I guess, consistent answer of Tony Danza, I suppose. This is a surprisingly good port, honestly. Oh, sorry, I was looking over there, and for some reason I got you confused. Your name and Hawaluta's name are both green and about the same length. Didn't make those two hacks, it's fair. You've heard another hacks? Okay. I'm less excited now. Still a really cool track. What was I trying to accomplish there? Maybe I need to rework my hash function to differentiate Hawaluta and Faro forever. One day. Works surprisingly well, honestly, given the sheer laziness of what I did to get people's names to have different colors. I think I'm just using MD5 or something. Okay, what am I trying to accomplish here? I want it to fly upward. I don't want to die. Well, clearly that was wrong. I need to fly upward, but I can't fly. I cannot be on it when it's going over. This is like the second obstacle. This bodes poorly for me. Except for, you know, air moles. Okay. So this is the obvious obstacle. I get that one. I need to hit this. That's there. No, I don't. So which hack were you referring to, Faro, then? Since apparently I have the attention span of a flea. Oh, that's empty. It's for the best. It's for the best. It does remind me of a list of things I gotta do next week. Need to finish the moderation of that one. It's kind of silly hack, but I think I can, well, not necessarily say put it on the back burner, but it just needs to get done. Hopefully new and more interesting standard hacks come out soon. Streamer's an iguana, damn it! Hey, it only has to do with programming, not other things. That's how it works with iguanas. It's only the programming they have problems with. Memory retention on. Okay, I see how to do the puzzle now. Weird. The blood of null, you're referring to null space. Ah, okay. That makes far more sense. That's how the obstacle works. That's how you don't do the obstacle. Okay. I panicked. Yep, you sure got me. What I'll do now is I'll get some sort of VTuber avatar, and it's just like an articulated iguana. Not even like a furry iguana, just an iguana. Oh, ow. Iguanas don't have fur, but if I said scaly, the only person who would know what I meant would be Faro. I believe that because they're anthropomorphic animals, they fit under the wide brim of furriness. Though there are probably some pedantics out there who would argue otherwise, but they're probably furries and have fun having that argument. Look at them all dance. He's excited about this track too. Interesting, moles can get themselves unstuck. What if I knew that before? Oh, scalies definitely exist, I'm not saying they don't. It's more of a categorization issue. Freezer counter VTube troll. Moles call RNG. Okay. Do they use RNG to determine how much velocity they should apply when going a direction? That would make a lot of sense. Okay, well, at least I understand this puzzle now. But I think the puzzle's more difficult because I'm small. But yeah, it's just one of those, like, categorization issues. Whether or not you mean furry to mean all anthropomorphic critters, regardless of the amount of fur. Or, yeah, that's pretty much it, I suppose. What's it called? Taxology? Taxonomy, I think. But it's one of those, like, if all X's are Y's, or are all Y's X's, etc. sort of problem. I meant to duck then jump, but I didn't quite do it in the right order. It would depend upon whether or not Yoshis are scaly. Technically speaking, Yoshis are now made of wool, so clearly Faro's are woolly. No, that's just dumb. Yarny? That doesn't sound good either. I tried playing one of those once, like last PAX, and I was not impressed. Did put hair on a lizard. Put hair on a lizard. Confirmed furry. Kicked out of Scaly Club. Look, I don't think any furry has problems with like giving a non-furry type person just normal hair, like avatar or what have you. Has hair, is dinos. I think I saw one person resolve this problem by saying, you know, clearly because some dinosaurs had feathers, they don't have hair, they have, well, feathers. And they style them that way. It was a decent resolution. Given their level of art style, it worked rather well. At least I think that was how they resolved it. I can't really read that comic anymore, given it's long dead. Half hair will travel. Okay, now we're good. Now I just need to take this brick somewhere. Not exactly sure where yet. I was too busy worrying about the brick. And in fact, I didn't need the brick at all. The brick served no purpose for me because I could have gotten a different brick. Yeah, I just kind of wish this level would have gotten to the meat of it more quickly. This first section here is just kind of a thing you have to do every time. Whereas the setups are where this is actually kind of interesting. There we go. It's not even a nice level. I did briefly consider doing a WLDC random level thing, but I need to patch my random level picker to know what the old paths were for that. I only got through about half of those. In all likelihood, I probably won't finish this before the next like big level design contest. I think they're putting together, and definitely don't quote me, another one relatively soon. But don't quote me on it. No. Yes. Still worked. Oh, that worked? Huh. Definitely wasn't the intended solution. Did you ever show your QLDC 72-hour clear video? You did it. Did you do a 72-hour level? Oh, you did. You definitely did. I don't know if you did. I remember I definitely beat your level, because I beat all the levels. Though admittedly a couple of them had save states and cheating. But I did beat all of them. And I even documented on my judging sheet which cheats I used on which ones. Turned out fewer than I expected. But mostly things like water. Putting up water on the level was a pretty standard way of just getting past things when I thought it was being silly. What? Oh, right, after the second one. Yours was with save states for sure. Now I want to know. No, not a suitable level. What the heck? Not a palace. Oh, yes, I remember now. Yours was with save states. That level. It's not often I get to use the word undulating, but that level was undulating. That background was making me nauseous by the end of it. Kiz commented he didn't think the level was really RTA viable, so he had to make a Video for good-natured trolling purposes? Oh, okay. Like, I was pretty sure it was RTA viable. I just knew I didn't want to do it. Let me phrase this. RTA viable if you put in a lot of work, but I think that's true of most things. RTA viableness. After all, I want to say, like, Louis beat one of the item abuse ones, I think. Don't quote me on that. But I want to say he managed to beat one of them mostly unassisted. There we go. Don't jump. Oh, I need to go way higher with that. Wasn't properly tested before you sent it. That's all you're doing to it. That's fair. One of your QLD save ones with the one with Mike Pyro Clam in it. Yeah, that one, I don't know. I thought that one had a really cute concept, but it definitely felt closer to Kaizo than I would have wanted for the contest. As a judge, like, that was one of the questionable ones. Pardon the ambiguity there in the list that I had. By the end of it, like, I had a list of there were some of them I had, like, should get an award if we don't disqualify it. And that was on the list. I think in the end we decided not to disqualify any of them for Kaizo difficulty, even though there were a few that were certainly borderline. But, Like, there were, like, maybe 3 that, between me and Kez and Lungfish, I think Lungfish, that we thought might be ambiguous. And that one I definitely felt was within the Kaizo ethos. And I'm kind of glad that I eventually just cheated to get to the end, because I was not having fun with it. It was a cute concept, but it was not for me. What? Oh, hello. I'm going down here. I'm feeling very lucky right now. Okay. No! Yes! Holy cow. Just the GIF and the fake donation tracker? Yeah, the fake chat on the side was fantastic. The aesthetic of that was good. Which, you know, is why I said it definitely deserved an award if we didn't disqualify it. Oh, no. Turn this way, please. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Spare Baseball. Oh. Well, I didn't read that obstacle right. I've got a bad feeling about this. Oh, it did bring you back here. Huh. That was kinder than I was expecting. And then dumber than you'd ever expect. I think, like, the most interesting thing about that particular one, you know, minus the aesthetics, was how different the game plays when the full right side of the screen is occluded that way. It really makes it easy to hide obstacles. And changes fundamentally how you have to play the level. Because you're only seeing, like, what, 2/3 of the screen? And because of the way that Mario scrolls, you're often, like, that's the critical part of the screen is to the far right over there. So. This level could use some checkpoints. That's true of all VLDC levels in some ways that aren't, like, short little romps. I'm certain this one does have checkpoints, based upon, because I did take a peek at who made this level, and who made this level is someone who is not, is a name I know. I guess it's on the screen. It's snoruntpyro. What am I saying? Like, snoruntpyro is a well-known quantity. I believe they're on the jump team. But they've definitely been around the level design curve a few times. But yeah, this level... I mean, part of the thing that kind of irks me is that, like, the chosen sprite to mess with is moles, and I just don't like moles. Did not hit the A button at the right time. But yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool if some people, especially the note block one, so if people like went back to their VLDC levels and did special editions. You know, just add some modern niceties like the retry patch or other such things. But certainly not required by any means, just a nicety to have. But some of them would benefit a little bit from something more akin to that. Director's cut levels. Special editions that aren't terrible. Unlike, for instance... Oh, no! No! Names also in Mega Man level design contests. You see there? Okay. I'm certain there's a decent amount of overlap. Like, I know Joopy does both. I'm pretty sure. And given, you know, both classic games with level editors and whatnot, it just makes sense. Okay, I gotta take that out of my ear. My hand's too sweaty to do that. It's been warm and I can't run the fans when doing streaming because it turns out that even if the fan is in my room and the door's closed, it's still audible on stream. This microphone picks up the strangest things. Squiggles was telling me he wanted me to try out another microphone, and I'm like, why? He's like, well, because it's ancient technology. I'm like, okay. Well, I might try that out one day. What he'll do is a gag stream and do everything in a 1950s or 1930s and radio announcer voice. Why did it used to work? Oh, this was salvageable. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked that worked. Yagami as well. Never played a Mega Man game. That's a shame. There's a lot of good ones. You know, I'm a big fan of the first few games of the X series. They kind of go nuts after a bit. And start to get really weird. Like, I think Mega Man dies in one of them, and the story's not good, and the bosses get weirder and weirder. But the first couple ones are good. And then, like, the classic Mega Mans, I think, like, what? It starts getting good with 3 or 4, and then, like, 6 is pretty good, if I remember correctly. X1 through 3, yeah, those are good. 3 is where things, you could easily get off the train and say I'm done, either before or after playing it. But the first 2, I guarantee, are a good time. Didn't spend nearly as much time playing the third. I actually own the physical card of Mega Man X1. I think I rented X2 and beat it in a weekend and called that good, and I never bought X3. I think I played it on a thing. Is 6 not good? Which one am I thinking of then? Maybe it's 4? What is the best NES Mega Man? .4X is decent, 5X through 7 aren't good. X6 was 8, but the damage was good. 8 was good, but the damage was already done. Yeah, and the PlayStation was a weird console for Mega Man games. Like, Mega Man 8 on it is just a weird game. With Clown Man. And I'm trying to remember, I think one of the... There's like literally like a rainbow robot. I forget what's his name. 6 is good, 4 through 6 are your favorites, 1 is okay, 2 and 3 you don't like. Interesting. Very conflicting opinions here, and that's just fine. I'm trying to remember which NES ones I've played, and it's been a while. I think the main ones I played were... the one I spent the most time with in that era, I think, was the Game Boy one that was like half of one Mega Man game. It had Robot Masters from like 2 different Mega Man games. Remember you fought Toadman. Toadman was the first one you always fought. Right, I have to completely salvageable. Don't know if I get that. 4 is good, 5 is okay, but very forgettable. 2 is good outside the fortress. I have a way different opinion than most people. Really don't like 2. So much wrong with it, same with 3. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I get those games can be kind of divisive. Which set are good. Yeah, completely divided. They are a weird set of games. If you want to see something cool, for one of the mystery hunts, there was a puzzle that involved figuring out which... It was in a gigantic graph, and it was clearly Mega Man Robot Masters, and you had to figure out which... You had to figure out like 8 Robot Masters at the top of the screen, at the top of the graph, based upon their weaknesses. And essentially, it was a directed graph of weaknesses of weapons. And it's actually a complete graph, surprisingly. Because there's some boss refights that give you extra... What? Why does it work that way? Some of the boss refights demonstrate that there are weaknesses to older Mega Man robot weapons, and so you end up with this actual complete graph, which I think is fascinating. Or fully connected graph is the right way to phrase that. But it was a really cool little puzzle. Seven is a great one. You know, a lot of people don't share that opinion because of the final fight and the big sprites. Yeah, I remember seeing 7 on... 7 is the SNES one, right? I always get 7 and 8 mixed up, so I'm pretty sure 8 was the PlayStation one. Maybe 8's the new version? No, maybe 8's the new one, right? One of the newer ones, I mean. I feel like I was really close to actually getting a midway, given how long this section is. Shoot. First SNES one, there's also Rockman and Forte, right. I can only really keep track of the numbered Mega Man games, in my mind at least. I almost salvaged that. 7 to you only gets good at the fortress, and the Wily capsule would be good if Charge Buster did more than 1 damage. You. Yeah, I should take a sip here. Oh god, I just had a really dumb channel points idea. Could let people set the tag, like add or remove a tag from the set. Probably add, since I think I'm under my tag budget. There has to be an API endpoint for it. It's really dumb, but I'm kind of tempted to do it. At least you can buster that one. Well, I feel like the Mega Buster should always be a viable, if not like decent option, regardless. Like, Buster-only runs should still be a thing. But if it only does 1 damage, I could even charge shots only do 1 damage. I could see, you know, pain. Don't even care. It could be funny. It could also go disastrously. Because some people could use, like, tags people are actually using that aren't, you know, meme tags. But I suspect most people are reasonable adults, and it's not reasonable adults, just reasonable people who watch me. Okay, and we're back here. And two, there are bosses where you had to have the weapon, or else you would have to throw yourself in the game over at the boss. The boom beam trapper. Oh yeah, there's that one where you have to go... Yeah, I remember now. That's like that room with like 4 eyeballs or something. Ten or 11 are the only ones you have to use weapons at any point? Huh. I mean, don't you have the option to not use weapons in the first game? Or do you actually have to use a given weapon to fight, like, a Wily encounter? Like, Mega Man X, you can do the entire game with just the Mega Buster if you are so inclined, I think. There's no bosses that require actually using a weapon. I've never personally done it, but I'm pretty sure you can. We can't stuff like Rush's weapons. Not for the purposes of saying it's Mega Blaster only, I guess, or Mega Buster, Mega Blast, whatever. Mega Buster only. Mega Blast is the the entirety of the soundtrack to the game Xenon 2, which I think is actually an interesting game in that, one, it got ported to every goddamn system ever, and two, it was an actual like dance music track made by a known musical artist, and they tried to port it to PC Speaker, and surprisingly, it still sounds not terrible. As a kid, I thought it sounded good. Not certain I agree with my kid self anymore, but for PC Speaker, it's still pretty impressive. Nope. Got distracted. I have to use Thunder Beam / Super Arm to get the Magnet Beam to use in the Fortress stages. Ah, okay. Yeah, I guess I don't count, like, movement-only ones. I think I'm just thinking damagey weapons. And with Rush, in general, you still can throw lemons out. But at least that's my line of thinking. I don't know if that matches the challenge community, speedrunner group line of thinking. You'd use that weapon to progress in Wily 1 period, and then use it in Wily 4 too. Okay. You can clearly tell that I am no expert in classic Mega Man. Doing more NES stuff is definitely on my list. I guess right now it's at the top of my list. I need to get my Zelda 1 hacking started. I have some good ideas. We'll see if it works in practice. I'm trying to set up like a decent hacking environment on the spare laptop I have, because while I love my MacBook, it doesn't run MESN, and I'm not hacking NES games without MESN. It's just too good. Like, the only way I could really make it, the only way MESN could get better for me, I'm an idiot, right now, would be to add in something resembling USB support to it. Walls of guts blocks in your path and you can't jump over? Okay. That's silly. There we go. I'll get my block later. No, I don't need it right now. Only on SA1. Is that a 4-thrower? People never use 4-throwers. At least you can use one of 2 weapons to get rid of the blocks, both of which have a lot of ammo. Okay, that's at least kind of fair. Unlike that other one where you actually need to use that one weapon to progress. The timing on that turned out to be incredibly lucky. This is fine. What happened there is I fell off when I thought I was jumping, and the timing changed, and I didn't aggressively change it, my timing, subsequently. Yeah, since I finally got this living room cleaned up, I can actually see the floor again, which is really nice. I was like, oh, I wonder where my N64 is, because I'm going to need that sometime in the near future. And it was just hiding in the piles of books. I can see it from here now. Yeah, I gotta find a place to actually keep those consoles, since I'm almost out of space for other random consoles in the laundry room. I think I might, like, put some percentage of them on the bookshelf in the guest room. So it just seems like a reasonable place to put a console when it's not in use. Nuts. Curse you, Fuzzy. Well, you get 3 tries. Well, you get 3 tries plus how many times it takes you to grab a brick. Nope. I knew I screwed it up the moment I threw it. In Mega Man 2, in the case of the Boom Beam and the Alien, you use the bubbles before against Heat Man, and most likely running short when heading to the Alien. And Boom Beam is extra mean because it puts all the walls you can blow up with items before, so you go into the room without having your bar filled. You will not kill the thing and get sent back into the level. Having to farm either Sniper Joes or tanks to go further back and found Mets. Gamer's bad because you get rid of all of your E-tanks in the game. That is needlessly cruel. Yeah, I don't like that. That's not a good design. I mean, except for the whole, like, we want you to not beat it in a weekend. No rental school of thought, which Nintendo and Capcom did engage a bit in, let's be honest. Up. Really hoping I can get to the next part of this level. Woo! Alright. Which is neat since the Wild Machine 2 has bad hitboxes during second phase, making it impossible with like an E-tank. You. I can see why people do not like that Mega Man. At least because of that. I thought I had another cycle before that would happen, but whatever. Okay. What? Oh, the spare baseball got me. Alright, new territory. Not. I knew it! Friggin' knew it! It was so close. Flash bomb on the second phase. But generally people just adore the game and praise it, but you can't see it. Weapon you just used up in the boss fight. 2 is great, but yeah, the one boss in Where the Castle is not good game design. What's up, Dill? How you doing? For deal. Maybe one day I'll hack in pronunciation guides. Ah. Excellent. Glad to hear you're doing good. Need the screen to scroll so I can tell what I'm supposed to be doing here. Intriguing. You know, I kind of knew it was going to come back right as I did that. You know what I like about vertical sections? Turns out in vertical sections, it's a lot harder to die. But it is still pretty easy to lose your mushroom. First experience with 2 was hit Quick Man's level. Oh my. That's an infamous level. I do like some of the Super Mario levels that have been inspired by that one. What? Oh, I didn't do it high enough. Oh my. Okay, well maybe I'll die here, but whatever. This is the second obstacle. Who cares? There was a fun level in Sakari Remaster, or not, Sakari 2 that used the Quick Man beams. I think it's Quick Man beams. I was thinking, like, what was that one I judged? There was a 24-hour level design contest I did some judging for that also had a level with Quick Man beams. That was a lot of fun. That was the one with the theme of light that some people got mad about because they didn't... some judges didn't agree with... Oh, that was... weird. Spoilers. Yeah, oh, sorry. Sorry. I won't say more about the Sakari thing. I can talk about the other hack, the other level, though. That's one way to get up there. That isn't one way to get up there. Yeah, let's just take a lap. You should definitely do it. It is a good time. It passed moderation. I had a few notes. Something has gone awry. I think that's it. Nope. I understand the purpose of this room now. That makes sense why all of the retry rooms have that, because it guarantees you'll normalize the switch to its correct state. snoruntpyro is a clever person. But yeah, no, very minor things in the grand scheme of things that I found for moderation purposes. Nothing remotely bad. Yep, it shipped. So good for Eevee, at least. And the whole thing works on SD to SNES / FX Pack Pro, we now know. That's kind of a nice little feature. With some minor graphical problems. Incredibly minor. Like, quite literally, blink and you will miss the 1 frame of badness minor. Mega Man 2 basically went into the game later, just to get Metal Blades, Quick Boomerang, and then went through the game with those mostly. The other 2 weapons barely got to shine because of how bad they are compared to those 2 and how broken they are. Yeah, the Metal Blade lets you throw in all 8 directions. All 8 cardinalish directions, which definitely seems kind of overpowered, if I recall correctly. I do not like that obstacle. Which is why I'm much happier that it's the very first obstacle in this room. Alright. No. Eh? Couldn't I just, jump up here? T-speed? How am I supposed to hit this block? Well, I guess, if it's on the ground? Alright. That was bullshit. I'm okay with that. I was about to say, look, I'm competent, but no. I got. Well, we successfully made it to the next power-up part. How much longer can this section be? It's a really long section. No! Ha! Gotcha, moles. Most of the time, Metal Blade, everything. If it dings off enemies, use Quick Boomerang, and it works against both. Glad you didn't play Mega Man 2 completely blind. That's a good call. Works in everything except like 3 things and kills easily as quick. Both never run out of ammo, damn. So I haven't played any other Mega Man games, that's not to the end. Yeah, we're talking about the other ones. This Howalute had never played any. And I'm a big fan of the X series, as opposed to the original series, just because I had a Super Nintendo and played those and didn't play the originals until much later. Some of them on PlayStation 2, because there was the Mega Man collection that was actually a pretty decent value. Well, that's not gonna work. I don't like this obstacle. A lot of people tell you I like the game when you ask them what difficulty they played on. They said normal, which is funny, because normal is actually US only easy mode, and difficulty mode is the... Oh no, I got mold. No. Is the OG Japanese difficulty. You have to say 2 is one of the easier games, but normal mode makes it even more trivial. Probably play X Series later this year since we also got a Retro Tink 5X and it'll look good on it. Oh, nice. I'm not sure how I feel about upscalers. In general, I think they put in a lot of like dark lines that capture kind of funny, but I also understand the constraints we're under. If you want to do this in real time, you can't really apply any really interesting image processing. Otherwise, it becomes a normal TV. I'm rubbish at this obstacle. At least I made it on stage. I don't think I'm gonna make it to the top. I did have an what was it? Open something or other upscaler at one point, but it kind of crapped out and died. It didn't like VGA upscaling, which is one of the reasons why I eventually got a VGA capture card. This is even worse. Yeah, it's just gonna disappear before it hits the thing. And when it does, it's going to... Well, nope, that was not an ideal time. But honestly, it's getting more... It's more difficult to get good quality option... Not quality option, but like... reasonable quality things that still take a reasonable, like... composite and, S-video. So I don't blame anybody for wanting to use an upscaler just because of that. Oh, that hurt. The timing wasn't bad, it was just slightly... This obstacle sucks. Like, I don't know how fast these blocks actually move in principle. You can see that's not gonna work. I always prefer 2X over the other SNES ones. 2X and 3X are good. Oh, Mega Man X is right. 2X had a decently small size and started 2 off with the dash ability. Yeah, it definitely should have been the base movement. Oh, come on! I think that's kind of the problem with Mega Man X1 is you have to go, if you want to be playing the game at any reasonable amount of speed, to the first level, the correct first level. And there's no real reason for that, except for literally you want the dash. And X2 doesn't have that problem. There's a lot of bad composite to... Yeah, there's a bunch of bad ones. The problem is finding good ones, because you want it to be low latency because you're not just, like, watching a camcorder or something. You know what? I'm gonna just go for another loop. Yeah, you have to go to Chill Penguin first. There's no other option. Unless you want to do a dashless run, which you can do. I watched Fiskbit do that once. We were hanging out one day at Squiggles's place, and he's like, you know what? I want to do this. And we're like, okay, sure. Since we weren't doing anything important anyway. Well, I'm kind of glad I went and got that. Always painful when that doesn't work. Research showed that retro tank's the way to go. Fair. I mean, as long as it works for your setup, that's the key thing that matters, right? Clearly wanted to be required since it's unavoidable and in your way. Yeah, you can't... You have to do, like, glitches if you want to not have it after beating Chill Penguin stage. I like the concept of the stage, I just don't like some of these particular obstacles. Oh. Definitely drags a bit. And then I'm just a moron sometimes. These things happen. Let's spin jump. But at least on the bright side, I think there's like some nice Mega Man hacks out there. There's one I saw, what was it, Ice Plug play at one of the GDQs probably like 8 years ago, if I recall correctly. That looked kind of cool. It's like Mega Man X, I think it was Mega Man 4 with stuff. So, technically could have stuck to compositing your current TV and just left it there, but you want to go a step further and fit yourself not to buy other analog products and stuff. Fair. And by analog, you mean the company and not the concept, I assume. Yeah, Rock Band 4 minus Infinity, thank you. Yeah, company, okay. Like Super NT. I mean, people seem to like their Super NTs. As far as I can tell, they're rather compatible. Except, you know, they don't do SA1. I hate the behavior there. Do you like Rock Band 4 minus Infinity? Alright. That's a ringing endorsement if I've ever heard one. That's not the good one in your eyes, at least. I get the feeling that you and Max do not see eye to eye on Mega Man. I do remember Icepug playing Rock Band 4 minus Infinity. That's the one he was definitely playing at GDQ. It's one of those technically impressive but level design. Okay. There we go. Nope. Oh, I remember now. Hack has so many flashing lights it hurts to look at a few places, yeah. That's something I definitely can say I'm not a huge fan of. That happens a lot more in retro games. One of my least favorite instances of that is in Mario RPG, where you've got the Bowser Spike Link, which is a really good weapon for a good chunk of the game. And you can't really use it as such if you don't want to be dealing with flashing lights. So I kind of learned to time it by sound. One of those things that we probably should fix in the randomizer at some point. Offer a less epilepsy option, because I think that the Wii re-release did that. And turned down the flashing lights a bit. Since it was just part of the attack animation, I think. That fuzzy is going to get me a lot at that spot. What puts the X on the death X on the screen? That is a... Well, thank you for following, Steve. That's an interesting question. So, I'm playing on my childhood NES, but I'm also using the SD to SNES, which is now called the FX Pack Pro because they updated the FPGA and stuff. And the SD Consortium decided they just didn't like them. But it has a USB port on it, and the USB port reports back to me where Mario dies, and then I actually draw the X's using an HTML overlay. It's a very Rube Goldberg-esque machine. And also my in-game alerts. My game alerts are in-game, so that's why it said thank you for the fish. Yeah, thank you for saying it's technically impressive. That's insane. No, it's just hours of engineering effort. And I have fun in doing engineering stuff. There's a reason I keep the programming tag on pretty much all the time. I shouldn't have jumped. Does it track the sprite, or is it done behind the scenes? It knows where Mario is in the level. I can read Mario's X and Y positions when I die. And so by knowing where Mario is and knowing where the level is, I can do a little bit of math to set up the X's in the right spots. How old is the death tracking code? That's a good question, Max. I honestly don't know. I'm going to guess at least 3 years old at this point. But I'd have to look at my No, why do I keep doing that? It's pretty damn old at this point. Though I did make some changes, as I think we discussed at one point, to fix up the scroll on death stuff. Made it so that it was more compatible with more hacks. I actually have not run into any problems with it since, so... does it track Mario's death on a flat box plane, or does it track it throughout the entire level? Yeah, I could export a table. I've actually considered doing that as a small C3 project, creating heat maps of where I die in like a given hack or something, just as a cute thing to do. Or maybe like show the heat map but not the level itself, and see if anyone can guess what the level is based upon the death heat map. So... But yeah, it keeps track of where it happens, both on a hack level, and X and Y position relative to the one of the layers. Because I can't really keep track of where it is correctly for some sorts of auto scrollers. I don't do it there completely correctly. It keeps track of where it is in one layer. But the way auto-scrollers usually work is you're stuck in a box, so it doesn't matter so much. But yeah, I've definitely exported the level death data before. Not in like a useful form for anybody, but what I've done is, when I've done judging of some contests, I will annotate my judging with how many times I died. Since that's pretty easily queryable from my database of random crap that flows through the system. Which was never intended for that sort of purpose. I just built it because I wanted to make the CD-ROM drive on my Windows 98 machine open in response to alerts. That's not even a joke. That's just the truth. 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 throwers. This is the best I've done so far. There we go. But yeah, I have fun doing some SNES hacking stuff, and I recently got into a bit of NES hacking things as well, because there's a USB port on the EverDrive. So I did a run of Zelda 2 as a Twitch request. And we had some fun messing with that and having some in-game messages. Let's not get hit by the stupid mole. Alright, here comes this obstacle. That's not going to make it to the end. That's going to make it to the end at the wrong time. Oh, I forgot the moles were there. Like, literally the only way you can get hurt on the screen outside of the stupid lava lotus. And I've managed to hit it every time I've been here. It's not going to hit it. Wait. No, it did! It missed it by, like, a second. Okay, let's not fall into the moles. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else I've done recently, but it's mostly been that one project. That's how I died last time, jumping upward into the mole. I bet this is like one of the last... Yeah, I bet this is one of the last obstacles in this level. Also occurs to me next time I do a DOS game, it's very, or in the Windows 98 game, it's very likely that the CD-ROM drive ejecting thing is going to break something fun, rather than being completely inert. I have not gotten any luck with that. Spawn the moles. I guess I could have used the one of the moles to get up here, as opposed to the wall running that I've been doing badly. This might be it. It's not it. I'm really good at timing that. Not that it makes me happy, but I've gotten very good at it. No! Oh, I did it again. Let's not die to that stupid fuzzy. I'm just gonna pick up an extra mushroom just in case. Yeah, I think I like the concept of this level a lot more than I like the execution. But that's kind of the thing when you're dealing with, like, levels that are completely dependent upon doing weird, janky things. That they're gonna be weird and janky. Nope. Okay. Can we wait? I think I just threw it in exactly the same spot. The creature of habit. Two, three. Patience is key. And then it's not right here. Patience is the opposite of key right there. Well, you know, it occurs to me I could harvest this mushroom here, so I'll be in a decent state. I want it in that state. It's important to put the... It's the first time I've gotten hit by that. I'm definitely going to get my power-up worth. I do not want to fail it here. Perhaps my patience is my undoing. Just think of all the other projects I probably should get done. Twitch or otherwise. There we go. At least this one doesn't require any, like, strict timing once you actually get up here. Alright, now the moles and this puzzle I have yet to solve. Mario and the moles and the puzzle that Mario has yet to solve. Coming soon to a theater near you. Well, if it makes it, there's actually kind of good odds that this might actually... Never mind. That was, like, the opposite of what I wanted. I'd say the coolest thing I ever built was probably the whole chat hacks infrastructure, which powers most of the stuff now. One of the key things to sort of any good programming project is writing stuff you can reuse later, and investing in Project Carl to create reusable modules that I can sort of plug into games has been pretty useful. Oh, this isn't gonna work. Cat Hacks Bowser fights. Definitely a crowd favorite, I have to say. Not necessarily my favorite from an engineering perspective, or... How do I forget these moles are here? They're the only obstacle in this room that kills you! You know what I want to see? I want to see Kez do a Chat Hacks Bowser fight with that stupid, what was it, the Advantage or whatever? That would be true suffering. Forget Kaizo 3 Bowser. Chat Hacks Bowser. For complete suffering. The U-Force, thank you. U-Force Chat Hacks Bowser. That would be incredibly painful. Like, it doesn't even take much to make that fight just truly awful. Like, one of the crowd favorites is making it the side exits enabled, which means if you ever touch the side of the screen, you just fail it. This is potential. It poofed. Alright. Just in case I throw it too slowly. Well, that's not gonna help. And it didn't matter anyway. Turning sprite generators on, like Flying Fish. Flying Fish isn't that bad, honestly. It's kind of painful, but it's not that bad. That's too early. Eries are kind of annoying. Yeah, that's a pair of Goombas are weird. Definitely weird in that because they're so glitchy, and you can't actually throw them at Bowser because he's only weak to certain item slots. Yep, parachutes. Paragoombas, not Paracoopas. Those are different things. That was looking so good. Try Bubbles? Yeah, definitely. I realized how long it's been since last Chat Hacks, so I think we're going to do one at the end of the month. At least I think that's what's going to happen. I need to sit down and look at my carefully scheduled calendar, which is to say the, like, vague things I intend to do this period of time. Oh, it's way too early. Yeah, I hate this room. I hate this one obstacle. Like, I think it would be fine enough if it wasn't for the small chance of failure to have to walk all the way back here. But it's very clear that it's a timing puzzle, and I'm just not good at this one. Look, it's gonna miss it and throw me down again. Like, I think there's just something like, there was a hint maybe I'm missing. But this is literally just throwing myself at it until I get some result. But yeah, Chat Hacks, end of the month. I'll probably sit down and write an announcement explaining the next couple weeks, scheduling things. There are a couple Thursdays I'm going to have to miss doing streams, which makes me sad. I've got a pretty good streak going. I think this year I've missed all of, like, 1. That's going to hit way too early. Yeah, maybe that's the key. Throwing it faster. I want to pull the data at some point. I have that data logged somewhere. When my stream started. On what days. Since I log all of the Twitch title information. Which is another project that turned out to be really useful. Holy cow. Oh, there's more. What? Okay. I see. I see. I get the feeling this is the end of the level. On the bright side, there's very few things that can kill me here. Oh. You can't relax, or double hit. You can't relax there. You have to go. What are many rooms this uses for that? At least with this, I feel marginally more in control than the prior obstacle. You're back in control. That was too early. This is going to be an awful lot of the challenge, isn't it? Okay, what I think I need to do is actually hit the right wall. But what happened? What is this? Okay, so it also has brakes. I understand. Didn't hit the wall. Okay. I think I get it. I think. Okay, I was close. It's the being bonked backwards. It always drags me down a bit. Alright. Yeah, if I ever screw that up, I have to restart it. Alright. Another quick beverage break. But at least with a decent enough lead time, people have some fun coming up with some ideas of what they want to do for chat hacks. Too low. I've been debating trying to build some more weird things. I had an idea for an NES integration that I kind of want to try on a game that no one would expect me to actually spend time hacking. Ugh. Hit my head. But it's a really good game, surprisingly. It's one of those you just wouldn't expect by its name. I think if I could make audience participation happen, it would be really freaking cool. Why? I'm gonna get hit by those again. I'm gonna die and I have to do the whole thing over again. Like, this entire section's already on a pretty strict timer for you to be doing all these things, and now you get to throw some annoying things at me. Too low. Sweet spot on that is pretty tight. at least we can see that the obstacle's almost over at the top. Right there. But I have to be way faster to avoid the spikes. Oh, it's even stuck. I didn't have to rush. Okay, that's on me. No. Those little spikes. Not my friends. Not my friends. So convenient that it drops me right by the door when I fail it that way, though. You know, I like this track and all, but I kind of find myself wishing that the second half of this level had more than one track. Okay. No! I was so excited to be that close. At least I can level up. Or level up. One up. Okay. Need one more shot at this. Overshot it. Thank God the timer is 0. If it wasn't for that, this level would be insanely painful. Though I guess going through doors can renew your timer, so I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world. I get for holding up but not over. Oh. There we go. It does not serve to go through the wrong way, to have the wrong state. Every time I mess that first one up, I just die a little inside. But it's okay. I wasn't expecting it. There we go. It's one of those, whenever I actually get it, I'm surprised sorts of things. Leeway on most of these, except these last two. The last ones here seems to be a lot more. I don't know what to say about that. Do not know what to say about that. Want to beat it. So close. I think for the 24-hour level design contest too. I mean, maybe it was snoruntpyro who had Pyro had a really long level. I don't remember who had that level. We were running up a tree for a ridiculous amount of time. Okay. There's more? I keep finding out new and interesting, exciting things about this level. Okay, up pipes and fuzzies. Alright, so I'm in no danger of getting killed being on top of this. Never mind. Just never mind. Like, there was no danger of me I guess there was a danger of me falling my death, but like, the timing there, I just did not. I should have waited, I should have watched more. On the bright side, at least I know how to do most of these sections now with relatively little failure. No. Wait for it to do one more band. Come back. Basically just hope that happens, because I don't think my timing there is correct at all. Like, honestly, I think either puzzles or damage. Pick one. I don't think having both makes the level all that much better. That might just be me. Might just be me. This one feels so silly and out of place compared to everything else that's before and after. Shouldn't have spun jumped. Alright. Focus. No. Okay. That's not gonna do it. Gotta figure that one out. Like, well, no, I just need to figure it out once. The stuff above it, if I can keep my embiggened state, I've got good odds. And if not, I might just cheat and give myself permanent embiggenment, because I am tired of some parts of this. Well, it's actually, it's not unrecoverable. See, anything I talk about while doing this, since I need to have my brain kind of on autopilot while talking, because I'm almost done with my book. Been reading a book about Teddy Roosevelt's younger years. I didn't realize, somewhat bizarrely, that the caricature of a cowboy was largely dependent upon his and like 2 other people's work. It was like 1 frame too late. But yeah, he effectively like wrote the cowboy genre because of his time in Montana. Oh, I keep forgetting about the damn moles. But yeah, for a brief period, Teddy Roosevelt did cattle ranching. He apparently was okay at it, too. This looks good. That was good until I fell off. You need to stand further to the right and not spend so much time looking at the brick. I wonder how this one did. Wow, that was perfectly timed. There we go. We're back to this. Honestly, for my first shot there, that was a pretty good one. I just need to keep my power up going through the next couple sections, and I'll be set. Alright. It's time for a new way of thinking. Maybe. Maybe. What am I supposed to do there? Like, what makes that consistent? Do I need to do it just a little bit later? I'm not entirely sure. I say the only, like, real disappointment I have in my book is I kind of expected a little bit of time about with him with the Rough Riders to be in it, since he did participate in the Spanish-American War, which was a silly war, I will fully admit, but apparently the book doesn't cover that part. Went to a museum in Florida that was about it. Amongst other things, it also had a nice bits about the arts and crafts era, which is a fun era of art. But it did have a nice Spanish-American War section because it was a railroad depot at the time. It was later converted into a museum, which was kind of cute. But basically it said, yeah, most people who fought in the Spanish-American War, those who died were more likely to die of dysentery and other diseases that were more endemic to Florida than they were up north. So, the Teddy Roosevelt and his Rough Riders did come down with their horses and were vaguely involved, but the whole thing was just a bit silly. It was a very short war in order to manifest some destiny, which apparently worked. I mean, like Puerto Rico, I think, and maybe Cuba might have come out of that, because Puerto Rico did. So, blame the man on Spain. Strange how reasonably consistent I've gotten for some of this part of the ladder, but not all of it. Like, I feel like that last one is a different timing, and I can't tell why. Yeah, it's got to be lower. So the timing that I use for all of the other ones where I can, like, do it while it's in the air does not work there, I don't think. If lives mattered, I would be in really good shape now. Yeah, it's got to come off a little bit before. I see. I'm doing it too late. The red part kind of tells me this. I'm just not paying attention, because it works on the other ones that I don't have to do it on the red part. So I'm, like, doing it wrong, but it works, and so it doesn't really matter. You know, except for the last one. kind of love to know what the exact timing of this mechanism is, but I don't think I'll ever actually go and look it up. There we go. No, wait. Oh. Well, there's multiple things wrong with what I just did. I really needed that big to have a much easier shot at that last obstacle. Yeah, I think it really explains why I'm having trouble with the first one and the last one, why I have the other ones consistent. There's just more slop in those. In these two. Yeah, you have to cut there. Okay, I see it. Oh, I'm gonna die to that fuzzy at the top again, I just know it. Too low. Nope, just right. Yeah, this level. No, too low. There we go, we're back up here with a way better chain link cycle. I just waited. If I just waited, what was I doing there? That made no sense. I was not even paying attention. It does save me time if I hit it twice. That's a nifty feature, I suppose. And then I didn't even do it that time, despite landing on the brick. Yeah, I'm not, shit to talk about here. Yeah, the red section for that is just smaller. I'm curious now. See, do I still have the tab open for that? Just finished 21st. I can see that. Patience. No! Oh, I'm too late already. Like, there's exactly one tile where this works. I'm pretty sure there's exactly one tile where this works. And that's not it. Like, these three feel really nice to do, and then you get to there. Okay. Really want to finish this level. Yeah, I didn't trust it. Which is dumb, because there's nothing you can do up there but trust it by the time you reach that point. Undershooting and overshooting at the same time. Okay, got it. That was weird, but not helpful. Okay, I definitely need to hit the left wall. I don't know what my idea was with the right wall there. Want to reduce the amount of time before it hit Brock's. I'd gotten the jump, I might have been able to salvage that, but I didn't, so... I'm looking forward to my next book. I'm going to try some Russian literature. Never read any Russian literature. There we go. I finally learned the timing for that, apparently. My sister recommended The Master and Margarita, so I'm going to give that one a shot. It's not terribly long. Well, it is, because it's Russian literature, but I think it was like, what, 15 hours or something as a listen. And that's not terribly long as books often go. Especially if you listen to them a little bit faster, which, depending upon the accents of the reader, is possible. And how annoying it is. Sometimes a book is annoying to listen to at a faster speed. There was a bunch of kids going to a musical magic school book that audio book I was listening to, and yeah, every time they did a musical interlude, it would sound terrible because of the pitch correction stuff they would do when speeding up the book, which is the right choice. You don't want your narrator sounding like a chipmunk on helium, but for music it is a terrible choice, especially if it's a recognizable piece. And the most famous organ fugue is one of those pieces that you know well enough that it sounds terrible if it sounds a bit off. Alright. Apparently organ music was the key to the whole thing. Right. Nope. The timing is changing. Nope. Alright, that was time. That was fine. Just wait for your turn, Mario. You know it's coming. It shifts. Listen to an audiobook of what? Master and Margarita? Yeah, it just sounds weird from what she told me. I'm ready for a weird book after the very more straight-laced Teddy Roosevelt stuff. Okay. What? No! Okay. Well, I just wasn't... I had no idea what was going to happen through there, and what happened was... friggin... Oh, what's up, Zuccotti? How you doing? Pretty weird, might be normal for Russian literature. It's very possible. Locos Dope... I'm actually at that point, I'm not gonna lie. Let's indulge in some cheating. Like, if I had save states, I probably would have taken a save state on the way up. So let's do it. Oops, forgot. How you doing, Locos Docos? Locos Docos. Yep. Like, I've done all of this, I've solved these puzzles, I've figured out the timings, I just don't want to do it again. Like, I was really expecting that was going to be the end of the level or something. Not, here's a rapid situation you need to immediately respond to. Good luck. His water level is still one of my favorite cheats of all time. It's just so good. I'm not surprised. It was like this. Immediately, and yeah, I would have been given a mushroom. Like, 100% if... it just didn't immediately kill me. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to survive this. So that it stays on the screen indefinitely. I see it. Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised. I looked at it and it was pretty, like, it got 21st, which is, you know, no shame at all. But at the same time, like, Valentine loved this, and everyone else was pretty ambivalent about it. There's a lot of cool ideas, but it's one of those, like, man, did you have to do this hard? This much? I think that's a fairly common level design... level problem is it's cool, but did you really need so much of it? And I like the concept. I just, why couldn't you just put a one-up door after that entire vertical section? And the answer is because, well, if you died here, you're kind of a moron. Alright. Valentine likes degen levels. I buy that. This obstacle is not one I wish to partake in. I think the level... I've seen what I want to see out of this level, unless, like what more could possibly be coming that would make me say, yes, this is going to be exciting. Is that timing section, like, it would just take me a long-ass time to get through it. Look at that. Is that the last thing? Some nice pictures, that was the last thing. Maybe I should have, but whatever. I don't regret it. I think it should have ended at that up pipe. That up pipe was enough troll. But that's fine. That was a level. I'm okay with finishing it that way. I mean, it already burned, I don't know how much time. When did I start this level? We discussed all of taxonomy. I started this level an hour and 40 minutes ago.